One Sabbath, as Jesus was passing through the grain fields, his disciples began to pick heads of grain, rubbing them in their hands and eating them. But some of the Pharisees said, "Why are you doing what is not lawful on the Sabbath?" Jesus answered them, "Have you not read what David did when he and those who were with him were hungry? How he entered the house of God, took and ate the consecrated bread, and also gave some to those with him, which is not lawful for anyone but the priest to eat? Then he said to them, the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath." On another Sabbath, he entered the synagogue and was teaching. And a man was there whose right hand was withered. The scribes and Pharisees were watching him closely to see if he would heal on the Sabbath, so they might find an accusation against him. But Jesus, knowing their thoughts, said to the man with the withered hand, "Get up and stand here." So he got up and stood. Then Jesus said to them, "I ask you, is it lawful on the Sabbath to do good or to do evil, to save life or to destroy it?" After looking around at all of them, he said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." He did so, and his hand was restored as whole as the other. But they were filled with rage and began discussing with one another what they might do to Jesus. In those days Jesus went out to a mountain to pray, and he spent the whole night in prayer to God. When morning came, he called his disciples to him and chose 12 of them, whom he also designated apostles: Simon, whom he named Peter, and Andrew his brother, James and John, Philip and Bartholomew, Matthew and Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, and Simon called the Zealot, Judas the son of James, and Judas Iscariot, who became a traitor. He came down with them and stood on a level place. A large crowd of his disciples was there, along with a great multitude of people from all Judea, Jerusalem, and the coastal region of Tyre and Sidon. They came to hear him and to be healed of their diseases, and those troubled by unclean spirits were cured. The entire crowd was trying to touch him because power was coming out from him and healing them all. Then he looked up at his disciples and said, "Blessed are you who are poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. Blessed are you who hunger now, for you will be satisfied. Blessed are you who weep now, for you will laugh. Blessed are you when people hate you, exclude you, insult you, and reject your name as evil because of the Son of Man. Rejoice in that day and leap for joy, because great is your reward in heaven. For that is how their ancestors treated the prophets. But woe to you who are rich, for you have already received your comfort. Woe to you who are full now, for you will be hungry. Woe to you who laugh now, for you will mourn and weep. Woe to you when everyone speaks well of you, for that is how their ancestors treated the false prophets. But I say to you who hear, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, and pray for those who mistreat you. To the one who strikes you on the cheek, offer the other also. And from the one who takes your cloak, do not withhold your tunic either. Give to everyone who asks you, and from the one who takes what is yours, do not demand it back. Do to others as you would have them do to you. If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. If you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do the same. And if you lend to those from whom you expect repayment, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners, expecting to be repaid in full. But love your enemies, do good to them, and lend without expecting anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High, because he is kind to the ungrateful and wicked. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. He also told them a parable. Can the blind lead the blind? Will they not both fall into a pit? A disciple is not above his teacher, but everyone who is fully trained will be like his teacher. Why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye, but fail to notice the log in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, "Brother, let me take the speck out of your eye," when you yourself fail to see the log in your own eye? You hypocrite! First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. No good tree bears bad fruit, nor does a bad tree bear good fruit. Each tree is known by its own fruit. For people do not gather figs from thorn bushes, nor do they pick grapes from brambles. The good man brings good things out of the good treasure of his heart, and the evil man brings evil things out of the evil treasure of his heart. For the mouth speaks what the heart is full of. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, but do not do what I say? I will show you what he is like who comes to me, hears my words, and puts them into practice. He is like a man building a house who dug deep and laid the foundation on rock. When the flood came, the torrent struck that house but could not shake it because it was well built. But the one who hears my words and does not put them into practice is like a man who built a house on the ground without a foundation. The torrent struck that house and it immediately collapsed, and great was its destruction.